Welcome to the Underground.
Turn me up, bitch!
My Little Underground with Peter A.
It's My Little Underground. I'm Peter A. Make sure you're listening anywhere you get podcasts, and be sure to follow me on socials at MLUpod. You can subscribe to the My Little Underground email newsletter. That's on peteraradio.com. Let's not waste any time. It's December. You know what that means? It's finals time, where I go through some of my favorite music of the year. This week we're going to do singles and EPs. And next week, I'll bring my good friend Connor Rooney to talk about full-length albums, mostly of the second half of the year. The midterms, we did everything from January to like June, and now we're going to do everything from July to right now, essentially. Same thing goes this week with singles and EPs. We're going to do my favorite stuff from the second half of the year. I should be more clear on that. We're going to start things off with some singles, right? So Open Mike Eagle, he did Burner Account, featuring Armand Hammer, which is the tag team of Billy Woods and Lucid, with some great production from Quelly Chris. There's a nice quick flutter of piano licks and this layer of static and feedback that changes tones. And this is a great example of just amazing chemistry with Open Mike Eagle and Armand Hammer. Hopefully, maybe in 2022, we'll see a collab album, maybe, of sorts between the two parties. Armand Hammer did a recent collab album with Alchemist, so we'll see what happens. Really digging this new stuff from Open Mike Eagle. Tokischa and Rosalia, Linda. Now, if you don't know Tokischa, she's a relative newcomer, a rapper out of Dominican Republic, tag teaming with the international superstar that is Rosalia. These two have amazing chemistry, and this tune, production-wise, features the very famous Rosalia hand claps a lot of her songs have. And Tokischa has this very sharp, dagger-like flow, and Rosalia just blends in effortlessly with her style. This is great stuff. I love it. I've been listening to this tune, End of Ren, since it came out. Homeboy Sandman just dropped a brand new one, Queens Boulevard Part 2. This is the first release on his new label, an imprint rather, Dirty Looks. And this tune is quick and vivid and a dense lyrical exhibition and a love letter to his home borough of Queens. Production handled by Brooklyn-based ADP. Has a funky bass line and some fluttering sampled keys. Homeboy Sandman, generally speaking, had a very busy and interesting 2021. You know, with the first half of the year, he put out that MF Doom tribute song, Ask Anyone, with his Lice tag team partner, Aesop Rock. One of the best songs of the year, one of the best hip-hop tribute songs ever. He followed that up with Anhelitu, which we'll talk about later today, and Aesop Rock produced that whole thing in its entirety. And he did a collab album with his longtime collaborators, Two Hungry Bros and Senile Chef. So Mr. Sandman has been very busy, so I'm sure 2022 will be no different. Staying in New York City, we got Your Old Droog and MF Doom, speak of the devil, and Dropout Boogie. This is like, essentially, an anti-educational, the institution of education tune, and some very memorable and hilarious lines from Droog, like, principal's trying to keep me out the hall like Pete Rose. Just amazing. And Eden handles production here. Lots of catchy vocal samples. That kind of sounds like a blaxploitation film. And there's this funky bass line over Doom's verse. This is a very interesting listen. Definitely check this out. Dropout Boogie, Your Old Droog, MF Doom. The last of the singles here, IGBO, Attitude. This is a kind of like an extended party funk tune. Very catchy refrain, lively horns, maintains a lot of excitement throughout the near 7-minute runtime. And, you know, the fact that IGBO only put out just one single this year is kind of upsetting. I'm very, excited and about, hearing some more music from them. I was hoping to hear some more. So hopefully 2022 we'll hear a lot more from the very exciting New York City funk outfit. That does it for singles. Now let's talk EPs. Alice Longyu Gal, her debut EP High Dragon and Universe, just amazing stuff here. And if you don't know Alice, She's a singer-songwriter, producer, and this whole EP, this describes her personality to a T. It's bubbly, it's charismatic, a unique take on dance tunes with a lot of attitude, especially Kampai, which means cheers in Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. It's very sweet on the ears, very hyper pop, almost like 100 gex, but not like annoying. Lots of forward momentum. It's a great treadmill tune with a brutally catchy chorus. It's really great stuff. And then there's DTM. It's hilarious. It's pretty meta. It's a sugary dance pop tune. And essentially, the whole tune is, if music was a video game, Alice would be the final boss. And she said she's gonna fuck you up with her MIDI notes. It's hysterical. This is a totally fun listen. Keep an eye out and an ear for Alice Longyu Gao. She's gonna be a force, I think. Moving on to Binki, his debut EP, Motor Function, based in Brooklyn here in New York City, North Carolina native, has a very unique blend of hip-hop, indie rock, and pop, similar to that of Kid Cudi. I'm not saying their music is exactly the same, but I do hear a lot of similarities. So if you're a fan of like the early, the first two albums of Kid Cudi, I think you're gonna like Motor Function here. A lot of songs here on this EP have it's a collection of tunes that's very road trip and party ready. If you're just driving around, this is the perfect project to listen to. So keep a lookout for Binki. Really enjoyed his Motor Function EP. A great debut. Staying in New York City again, we have Homeboy Sandman. I talked about this project earlier on today. I'm going to expand upon that and his Anelitu EP. And it's fully produced by his life partner, A$AP Rock, like I said before. It's very focused on veganism and coming in and out of like a dark place emotionally. It's the yin and yang of positive and negative emotions. It's really good stuff. I really like No Beef. It samples Slick Rick and Dougie Fresh, Lottie Dottie. It's beautiful stuff. It's about the dangers of meat and the pros of eating vegan. It's it's kind of funny actually. It's very entertaining. Homeboy Salmon is very charismatic on the song. It's almost like you're just hanging out with someone. You know what I mean? He's not to some people may think he's like holier than thou, like, oh, I eat vegan, you eat meat, I'm looking down on you. It's not like that at all. He's just explaining, some real dangers of eating a lot of red meat, I guess, but to each their own. But this is a great EP and a great project nonetheless. For those that are claiming that they want like more substance from hip hop, Homeboy Sandman is giving that to you. Moving on to My Idea, supergroup with Nate Amos from Water From Your Eyes and Lily Konigsberg of Palberta. Both projects have had albums out this year, and they're all great. This is their first project with Hardly Art, and there's more to come on that. I think they have an album in the works as well, and this EP is very genre eclectic. There's like a funky country folk intro with I Can't Dance, and there's this futuristic electro pop tune, Keep Lying to Me. On paper this sounds inconsistent, but it works totally. So My Idea, that's My Idea, one of the best EPs out this year. It's an amazing listen. Go check them out. Last on this EP list, and last of this beginning, the first phrase of my 2021 finals, A Place to Bury Strangers, Hologram. A lot of New York on this show this week. This is the first release from the Strangers' new lineup featuring John and Sandra Fedowitz of Ceremony East Coast. This EP is kind of a return to form. It's more ethereal, just like their first two albums, and I think it's a sign of what's to come, because they have a new album, See Through You, February 4th. They have some more shows, and I think they're going to have a very busy 2022. They're always on the road, and they're always doing something. Oliver Ackerman is a guy that always wants to keep busy and always wants to be creative. So really looking forward to what the Strangers have in 2022. And that was it. Part 1 of my finals. And next week, we're going to do albums, full-length albums, some of the best albums of the second half of the year with my good friend Connor Rooney, so keep a lookout for that. This is My Little Underground. I'm Peter A. Make sure you're listening anywhere you get podcasts. The full archive is on my website, peteraradio.com. peteraradio.com. Please sign up for the newsletter. That's also on peteraradio.com. I send out a newsletter like at least once or twice a month with a song that I'm listening to as well. So it's a good time. Thank you again for listening. 2021 has been a very interesting and busy year for music, and I love this time of year, not because of the holidays, but I get to talk about all the cool songs that I've been listening to all year. It's a better version of like what your Spotify Wrapped would be. It's a more wide view of what I've been listening to, because again, a lot of the stuff I'm listening to, I got straight from Bandcamp, and a lot of music I listen to, records, CDs, and cassettes and everything like that. So this is a more wide view of my listening, habits of the year, and so happy to share it with you. So again, next week, albums, and follow me on socials at MLU Pod. I'm Peter A once again. Later days.